Hello and welcome to KZ Local Time. My name is Dina Tiltaeva. In this program we meet people from different corners of the world who came to Kazakhstan for various reasons, but they all share one common thing, their love of this country. Federico Gaspar Castaner is the guest of our show today. Personally, I know very little about accountancy because, to say the least, I was mediocre in maths. Maybe that's why I admire people who do. Federico is an accountant and he works for an international company that helps businesses to expand. The company provides outsourcing services and its large networks of operations means its staff needs to be knowledgeable in various branches of finances and accountancy of different countries.
Well, in the industry I'm working is outsourcing. We work under a lot of pressure because basically we provide services for different clients, so we need to comply with all of them, and all of them has different reports, different taxes, different due dates, so it's quite stressful, and also we have a lot of responsibility, and supervise a team is sometimes very stressful. Yeah.
Immersing oneself in the way businesses run in a different country and the fine points of compliance is just a small part of what needs to be done to achieve maximum efficiency in this work.
We actually ensure that the company is in fully compliance with local legislation from the very beginning, from the moment the company is born till the end. So it's from accounting point of view, all the taxes, all other legal reports, requirements.
But business matters aside, Federico likes the human aspect of his work. In the Kazakh office, Federico supervises a team of around 8 people. Both he and his team have become close to each other over the 3-year period that he's been in this country. This also improves business results and steps up the company's efficiency.
The team I work with, I'm very happy with them because they are working with me already for the 3 years. I mean, we have new people, but the main team is working with me since 3 years. So basically, I was, let's say, not the first boss they had, but almost the first. So it's like I feel very comfortable working with them, and they are already, I think, I always say, one of the best teams you can find in Kazakhstan.
Federico comes from an Argentinian city of Ramos Mejia, which is a Buenos Aires province. His mother works as a teacher and his father works in a registry office. His 2 sisters chose interesting jobs too. One of them is a lawyer and another one is getting education to become a human resources specialist. The only accountant in this family was Federico's grandfather and he decided to follow in his footsteps. But he hadn't even thought of having a job that would have something to do with relocation to such a distant place, let alone that it would bring so many changes in his life.
It was like very unexpected. When I was a child, I mean, till my 28, I never expect to be in the other part of the world, living, working, having a girlfriend from Uzbekistan, and this was quite unexpected, but I'm so glad that this is happening.
Football is arguably the first word that almost every Argentinian boy learns to pronounce. Federico wasn't an exception, and there was a time when he, like many others, dreamed of becoming a famous and successful footballer. He used to spend quite a few hours on a football pitch. He knows how to handle the ball, is aware of its twists and turns, and surely he's a dedicated football fan. In Almaty, he found like-minded people and friends who he meets with pretty often and plays the game in one of the city's sports centers. A childhood dream of playing professional football isn't extraordinary among boys in Argentina. Although Federico chose a different career path, he enjoys a hobby of playing this sport with his friends and says that it's a great way to save up energy for the whole week.
In Argentina, everyone in the childhood wants to be football players, and I was not the exception. Yes, I wanted. No, when I was a child, no, I was not thinking about living abroad or having a job that allows me to work abroad or to travel. I was not really thinking that. I was spending most of my time in school and doing sports. I mean, I practiced several sports. Yeah. That was my main hobby. Well, mainly football, but I also went to tennis, to basketball, to volleyball. Yes, well, maybe some paddle. I don't know if you know paddle, because here you cannot play paddle. Paddle is similar to tennis, but with walls and...
Federico says in jest that when people discover that he comes from Argentina, women usually ask him if he can dance tango, and men are more interested in football and wine. He's sorry to disappoint ladies, but unfortunately to us, even though Argentina is the birthplace of this passionate dance, it's largely a stereotype that's become a magnet for tourism. For some reason, many people believe that every Argentinian must be dancing tango very well.
Tango is not that popular in Argentina. It's obviously everyone knows that tango is from Argentina, so it's very good, etc. But it's more for tourism, and maybe like the old people, they like tango, and then obviously there are young people that likes to dance, and they go to classes and etc. But in fact, they say it's not that popular. It's not like we have nightclub when you go and dance tango. It's just for tourism, maybe for people that want to learn and go to class, and maybe old people, let's say. But I think it's getting more and more popular.
Tango?
Yes. In Argentina, but here in this part of the world, what I can see is that tango is becoming more popular.
Could Federico imagine just a few years ago that he would be traveling so far from home? His first impression about Kazakhstan was its freezing temperature. His plane landed from the swelteringly hot Buenos Aires in Almaty in the middle of January. The temperature here was -20. He was dumbfounded by the abundant snowfall too. Now it's difficult to believe this, but Federico hadn't been expecting any dramatic changes in his work life just a week before leaving for Almaty.
Once I received a call from the managing director of the office, and she asked me to come. She asked me if I wanted to come to Kazakhstan, because the office in Kazakhstan was also managed by an Argentinian lady. Now she left, and I say, okay. To be honest, at that moment I didn't know much about Kazakhstan. I didn't know anything about Kazakhstan, but I don't know. From the very beginning, the adventure was quite exciting. So they just asked me on Friday, and next Monday I say yes, I want to go. And I arrived here. I came here for the main idea. The first idea was to come here for 6 months. But then I prolonged another 6 months. Then they asked me to stay one more year, and now it's my 3rd year, and I'm planning to stay maybe 1, 2, 3 years more. I don't know.
As Federico puts it, quite everything was very different here in Kazakhstan from what he sees back in Argentina. But first of all, he noticed how beautiful Kazakhstan girls are. Their distinctive appearance and immaculate, well-thought-through outfits catch the eye, he says.
Girls in Kazakhstan, they like to dress more, let's say, more attractive, always with high heels, with skirts, hairstyles. And in Argentina, girls are more relaxed, let's say. Girls dress up for parties, for going out, but maybe for going to supermarket or to work or to the park, they just dress more relaxed. But girls in Kazakhstan, I noticed that they dress for any occasion very well prepared.
It turns out that Federico is most interested in the way people live in their day-to-day routines. He likes seeing what their life is made of. When he has a bit of free time on his hands, he prefers to walk in the Panfilov Park or in the Central Recreational Park, formerly known as the Gorky Park. He loves sitting on a bench in a patch of shade and knows the park's pathways very well. The observation wheel allows a spectacular bird's-eye view from above. The entire city is spread before the eyes. This picture lifts the mood.
I usually come here just to be among nature and feel the air fresher, cleaner. Yes, to relax. It's very nice, it's very green, full of trees. On weekends it's, let's say, full of people enjoying and happiness. And yes, I like it. I also usually visit Panfilo Park. And there is another park, smaller, but very beautiful, opposite to the office I work. And so I usually also go there when I want to be in nature.
Federico knew quite little about Kazakhstan. Seeing so many different ethnicities in one country was a rewarding surprise, because now he has numerous friends from various other countries. His Spanish-speaking friends helped him to adapt to life in Almaty.
Here you can see like a lot of different nationalities, I think like more than 100, living together, and each with different traditions, different cultures, even different, they look different. In Argentina, no, you will not find that. You will find a lot of tourism and immigrants, but let's say the citizens of Argentina are mainly European, so you will not find many different nationalities, let's say. "36 hours is a long period of time. When Federico travels home to Buenos Aires, he spends almost 2 days up in the sky. The ticket for such an epic journey is expensive too. This is why he goes home once a year, but plans it out very well. I go to Argentina by the airline I go is Almaty, Frankfurt, it's like 7 hours. And then Frankfurt, Buenos Aires, 15 hours.
15 plus 7, wow, that's almost like 24 hours.
Yes, but if you consider that in Frankfurt I need to wait 15 hours to take the other flight, it becomes like 36 hours.
Jesus, and then you're jet lagged for a month.
Yes, every time I go, the first week I am just like sleepy. At 6, 7 in the afternoon I already sleepy, and then I got used to, and then I come back here and I need to get used to it again, to the jet lag here.
The time when Federico first came to Kazakhstan now seems a little distance. He seems pretty established here and feels more at home. Together with his girlfriend, they plan to visit his home in Buenos Aires next January. However, for now, his home is in Almaty.
I don't have really a very clear plan. Nowadays, my presence is in Kazakhstan. Always I can go back to Argentina, but for the time being I prefer to stay here. And everything can happen. Maybe next year I have another offer, or I decide to go back to Argentina. I mean, nowadays I don't have a real clear plan.
Federico now remembers how easily he changed his life just 3 years ago. Perhaps back then he didn't really understand that he would need to work in an absolutely unfamiliar world, where there are different people, a different lifestyle, and a different culture. Now he says when he has some experience, he is glad that at that time he had decisively accepted a job offer to come and work in Kazakhstan. This experience reassured him that one shouldn't be afraid of changing their lives. When the country is welcoming, people are kind and willing to support each other, one can do almost anything. You've been watching KZ Local Time. Goodbye.